What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. I am the Swamper, and welcome back to another top 5 video. In this episode, we're going to be going over my top 5 favorite Mega Evolutions in Pokemon X and Y. Do note that all images I use do not belong to me. They belong to the wonderful people in Google Images and DeviantArt, and I am just using them for the purpose of this video. Let's jump right in. Hey guys, kickstarting off this list on this top 5 is Mega Medicham. Mega Medicham is an awesome Pokemon. It has access to the ability Pure Power, which doubles its attack stat in battle. That means that already good base 100 attack power gets bumped up to base 200, which means that Mega Medicham can be an absolute monster. Pure Power does the same thing as Huge Power. And I love Mega Medicham's design. It reminds me of an ancient, Arab fighter with a turban and everything. It has access to great move coverage, such as Fake Out, so to make for a good revenge killer, Bullet Punch to have priority when you're not switching in for the Fake Out, and you have Drain Punch for recovery, and then you can provide coverage with your last slot. And Mega Medicham hits hard, hits fast, and it's just an awesome Pokemon in general. Let's move on to number 4. At number 4 this week, we have one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. This was on my top 10 favorite Pokemon, and that is Mega Gengar. The only reason why he's a little bit lower on this list is because I always prefer the Pokemon who are a little less used and not as used as much, I guess. And since Mega Gengar is used a lot, or Gengar in general is used a lot, I tend to not use it as much because I like being unique. And what makes this Pokemon so scary is its insane special attack and speed, and its access to the ability Shadow Tag, which means opponents cannot switch out. The way I usually like to run this thing is with Shadow Tag, Parasong, Protect, Substitute, and then Will-O-Wisp usually. And I know that's an all status thing, but you take care of his good speed and then maybe up his HP or two, so you can HP a bit, so you can take a hit maybe. And it just allows you to switch in onto Mega Gengar, so you have the Shadow Tag, so they can't switch out. And then once you do that, go for the Parasong so they can't switch out, and just do Substitute, Protect, Stall until the turn where you can switch out, but they will not be able to because Shadow Tag would still be in effect for them, and it's like a free switch in, and that is the reason why he was banned to Ubers in Smogon. And I love his design. He's the only Mega that I have that is shiny, which is awesome. I recently acquired a shiny Ghastly via Wonder Trade, which was amazing. And base 600 stat total is nothing to laugh at. That ties with pseudo legends like Metagross and Garchomp, and he's an amazing Pokemon in general. Let's move on to number 3. At number 3 this week, we have one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, and that is Absol. Absol has great coverage when it comes to moves, and is a great Pokemon to use on your team, especially Mega. The only reason why he's not used that often is mainly because of his design and the fact that he's a glass cannon. He hits hard, but he dies to the frailest hit. I really like the design on how his hair and horn kind of make a yin and a yang as they kind of intertwine together. And I just love his design. A lot of people don't like it because they don't like the wings and stuff. And personally, I think they should have made him more of a dark fairy type. I think that would fit his Mega a little bit better if they want, or else they should have gone for a different design. But I like his design as it is. He has really good attack at base 150. You can also run a mixed Absol. That is a thing because he has great coverage in that, such as Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. But you can also run him as a great attacker, and he hits hard, hits fast. Love his design, and he's just an awesome Pokemon. And let's move on to number 2. Now, when they first announced this next Pokemon, was getting a Mega Evolution, I was really surprised. Usually they give Mega Evolutions to fan favorites such as Garchomp or Gengar, but in this case they pulled one straight out of NU and basically gave it a much needed boost, and that's another third generation Pokemon, and that is Mawile. I love Meghamala, how they gave it a fairy typing. That means it has two immunities. Only 4 types hit normal against it. Only 2 types hit super effective against it, and all the other types are resistant to it. So great defensive typing, as he gains the 2 best defensive types in the game, Steel and Fairy, and he gained them in 6th generation. And I love his access to huge power, because he takes that already monstrous base 105 attack power and doubles that, so it's base 210, and that is insane. And even though he does only have a base stat total of 480, he can be a great physical wall and then hit back hard. I usually run a Sucker Punch, Iron Head, Play Rough, Swords Dance on mine. So you set up a Swords Dance on the turn that you Mega Evolve, and you become a monster when it comes to attack. And then you can basically sweep an entire team using Mega Mawile, using Sucker Punch as priority and coverage, and then Iron Head as the main stab flinch. And although you probably won't be getting any of that because your speed is so low, unless you're facing up against something like Ferrothorn, which I doubt you will be. With Mega Mawile, you're probably going to switch out on that. And with the Play Rough, makes it an amazing Pokemon to use. It also gets access to Foul Play if you want to use that over Sucker Punch, but I prefer Sucker Punch because of the priority. I love its design, how it grew 2 heads. It just becomes a lot more badass like this. And let's move on to number 1. As you guys can probably tell by now, guys can tell that I'm a huge Hoenn fanboy. I really liked Hoenn, even though I grew up on Generation 1. Hoenn was where I really first got into Pokemon, and so that's why 4 of these Mega Evolutions on this list were introduced in Hoenn, and that was Medicham, Absol, Mawile, and this one. Now you're probably wondering what it could be. There's Aggron and a bunch of other good Pokemon introduced in 3rd generation Magnetric, but the one I'm talking about, my favorite Mega Evolution of all time, is Mega Burnett. I love Mega Burnett. I love its design. When 3rd generation first came out, I got a Burnett in one of my run-throughs of Emerald, and it wrecked house. Burnett's design already is awesome, and then as a Mega, it just grows those purple fingers and just becomes so much more creepy. I love the backstory behind Burnett as well, that it was an abandoned doll by its owner, and its only goal is to seek revenge. And when X and Y were announced, I knew that Mega Burnett needed an evolution of some kind, and I was hoping for a regular evolution before Mega Evolutions were announced. But once Mega Burnett was announced to have a Mega Evolution, I was like hooked. I loved it. My Mega Burnett runs Frisk as its first ability before it Mega Evolves, so you can kind of see what set they're using. And then when you do Mega Evolve, it gains access to Prankster, which, if you guys don't know, that is by far my favorite ability in all of Pokemon. Like, a ton of my favorite Pokemon to use competitively all have Prankster, such as Sableye, Mega Burnett, Whimsicott. All of those Pokemon I love using in competitive battling. It's just so much fun. And Mega Burnett's attack stat is huge. It's the highest attack stat, I think, of any Pokemon except Deoxys attack form, which is 185, and Mega Burnett's is 165. And with access to great moves such as Knock Off, and Shadow Sneak or Sucker Punch for priority. Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch for priority. And Prankster allows you to go in all priority if you want to with Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak, and it also has access to Destiny Bond, which means you can take a couple of hits, and then when you get low, just Prankster Destiny Bond and take one down for the team. So basically, it's always going to be a sweeper. It's always going to be a 1-for-1 at least, if not more than that, because Mega Burnett can wreck house. I usually go for knockoff over Sucker Punch just because the more damage that it can do, and with that high attack stat, it's been known to OKO Aegislash in Battle Spot, which is just awesome. I love Mega Burnett in so many ways. It also gains access to Will-O-Wisp, so you can burn like a main attacker, physical attacker, and it gets that attack drop. Mega Burnett just is awesome in pretty much every way, shape, and form. I love its ability, love its move pool, love everything about it, and that is my top 5 favorite Mega Evolutions. I really hope you guys enjoyed this top 5. If you want to see more top 5s like this, please leave a like and comment and subscribe. And I bring more content like this to you guys, and I love your guys' support. If you guys want to see more of this and less Let's Plays, I'll do that. If you want to see more Let's Plays and less of this, I can do that. If you want me to do more Showdown or Battle Spot, I can do that. Just give me feedback on what you guys want to see next. I am reaching the end of my Pokemon Light Platinum event lock series. So I want you guys to decide what I'm going to do next. What series am I going to do next? Do you want to see more of a side series like Mystery Dungeon, or do you want to see a straight up game? The one I'm mainly thinking of right now at the present moment is something to do with Ruby or Sapphire because of the remakes coming up. I'm so hyped for those games. If you want to see maybe a trainer lock for that, we could do a regular randomized Nuzlocke, we could do a regular Nuzlocke, we could do an egg lock, any of those things. Let me know what you guys want to see, and we'll do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.